G'day everyone. Proud to say Barkarati is brought to you by Radix Nutrition, makers of the most technically comprehensive nutrition products that have ever existed. Unlock your potential with Radix. G'day listeners, welcome to Barkarati, the sailing podcast. My name's Jordan Spencer and it's that time of the week where we get to hang out with some really cool sailors, especially this week. But of course I have to share the mic with my two idiot mates. Let's first off welcome Mr. Brett Perry.
Greetings, Exalted One.
How are you, mate?
Well, it's lucky I like you.
What's that?
Well, we've been with each other nearly every day this week already.
Yeah. I've got plenty
Mate,
on.
from one huge event, what a great event. Obviously, a very, what do you say? I mean, with the goings on, there's a lot of ups and a lot of downs. We'll talk about that a bit later on. But moving forward to the Sabot Nationals, where we are a sponsor and an affiliate for.
Yes.
So looking forward to a bit of fun this week with the kids. It's always fun to get out there and watch them bash and crash each other and have a laugh, because that's what they do. They love a laugh.
Yeah, that's it. That's what we want the kids doing. Let's see if we got the other bloke.
He had a voice that could make a wolverine purr.
Yeah.
Crickets.
I did have a chat to him. and he's whinging and complaining about kids everywhere.
Yeah.
And then I showed him
Then
I sent a picture of us of me at the Sabot Nationals. There's like 100 kids running around.
I thought
But a bit different for him. He's got the family, so
Yeah. No, he's abandoned us. He's abandoned us to play a bit of golf. Oh no, he's with the kids. Yep. So
yes. I'm pretty sure there's a couple of rounds in there somewhere at some stage. But hey, good luck to him.
Good luck to him. All right, we'll get on to our guests. Guest plural. This Barkarati exists to promote sailing. It exists to get people into the sport. It exists to try and make our sport cool. Today was your idea, BP. It's a cracker. I hope the listeners like it. It's a good little interview. We've already recorded it.
It was fun.
It was lots of fun under duress, but
honest answers.
Great.
I never said one thing to them actually, and the listeners are now intrigued, but never said one thing to them about what they should and shouldn't say. Little young kids with their heads definitely well and truly switched on.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no, it was good. All right, so what we're doing is obviously, as BP said, we one of the sponsors. We're sponsors of a couple of events. I don't know how we've ended up doing that, but we're one of the sponsors of the. I was going to say
Sabot Nationals.
I was going to say Sabre Nationals, the opposite end of the spectrum. The Sabot Nationals at Drummoyne, and it was just an obvious thing. We've been so busy with Sydney Hobart. Well, what about let's get some youngsters in and have a bit of a chat. So BP held a raffle, and these two were the winners of the raffle. And we've got on the show a couple of the young sailors competing in the Nationals.
Yeah, they're in. You could say they're in the twilight of their Sabot career.
Mature age.
So they're probably all of 13 or 14, but they're experienced Sabot heads, and they've been in the fleet. And for the international listeners, a Sabot is kind of shaped like an optimist, but don't let the Sabot sailors hear that.
Yeah,
it's kind of that type of boat. It's a
pram.
entry level boat. Yeah,
it's a pram.
It's an entry level boat, but it's hotly contested up and down the east coast of Australia. And let's go for it.
Yeah, 8 foot, 3 setups. They can sail them single-handed, double-handed up until 12, or single-hand with a small sail. So we are welcoming to the show Rachel Gilroy and Flynn Beck. Rachel and Flynn, welcome to Barkarati.
Thank you very much for having us.
Thank you.
Oh, it's
a bit of an interesting one, this one. It's going to be a kids special. There are kids everywhere, I can tell you. Oh, they're everywhere. They've had a great day today at the Barkarati Invitational. So they've been out there, and of course they purposely just told me they didn't win.
Nah,
bad luck.
Well, we'll come back to that. All right, so let's start. First off, seeing you sound very talkative, Flynn. Why did you take up sailing, buddy?
Dad did it. It looked like fun, and I don't know. I just started doing it.
Oh, good on you, man. Good on you. Are you enjoying it?
I think it was one of those things, Jay. It was destined with Jimmy Beck, the father.
Yeah. Do you enjoy it?
That's how it goes in the Beck family. That's how it goes.
See, Flynn, I reckon I've seen you get results in the Sabots. I reckon I've seen some results for you in the Ilka Sixes, and I think you've been sailing Wasps as well.
Huh?
Yep, Wasps.
I've been getting into the Wasps. It's a big change, but it's heaps of fun.
Yeah, we'll come back to it. That's good. And what about you, Rachel? Why did you take up sailing?
When did you take up sailing? I took it up because my dad forced me to do it.
And do you thank him for that, or do you constantly get home and say, Dad, I wish you never did that?
I did that for about a year straight, and then I finally started liking it.
Oh.
Did you find a bit of a passion for it? Did you like find that you enjoyed it more and more as you understood what was going on?
I think the real the push factor here was probably the food and the people.
The sausage sizzles. So I'm sausage sizzle monitor tomorrow.
Oh. Well, I'll have to look out for you then.
Yeah, that's it. I've just been told to put plenty of butter on the onions.
Okay, cool. I'm really interested for both young kids brought into the sport. What's the favourite thing about the sport for you both? So either ask both of them. Same question.
Going fast,
Yeah,
and definitely friends is a big part of it as well. But going fast is the best.
right.
So going fast and friends. I like the second one, friends. Going fast is just good part of it. Let's have a chat to Rachel. What do you think the best thing about sailing is?
Beating my brothers.
Brothers. Now, Rachel, I've worked out you've got a brother, Harry. I didn't know there was another one. I found Harry. Who's your other brother?
Harry, brother, and another brother.
I have he's slightly older than Harry, Gus. He's a year younger than me. So we were very competitive until he dropped out of Sabots last year. So,
Okay.
Harry's sailing here?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Harry's sailing.
Yeah, you're right. You're right there, Jay. So she's sailing against Harry, the youngest one, and I think Gus, was it?
Yeah.
And Gus is not sailing. So and that's how we're going there. Yeah.
Yeah, and so what was the passion? What's the favourite thing? It's beating the brothers. That was the favourite thing, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
100%.
Yeah, cool.
Was that the driver to become better sailor? Just that?
Yeah.
I love it.
To impress Dad.
No.
Okay, so you guys are sailing at Drummoyne in the Sabot Nationals coming up. Obviously, the Sabot is a small sort of trainer class. There are Sabots all around the world. They're slightly different. Tell us about the Sabot, what you feel about the Sabot, what makes it a boat for you?
It's a very competitive class. It's very, top of the fleet's very red hot, but it's also very good for learning and just having a good time, meeting people, enjoying yourself.
God, so concise.
Mate, he's a Beck. I can tell you that much. Rachel, what do you think about the Sabot and your experience so far? Obviously, you're going to be going off, as is Flynn, into the next level. But what do you think about the Sabot? What has it given you?
I don't know. Friendship, definitely. Yeah. A good basis to go off, I guess.
Yeah.
But from what I've heard, it's much better than the Opti, so I'm glad I started in Sabots.
Well, there you go.
I love it. Okay.
Cool live on Barkarati.
I wonder if either Rachel or Flynn wants to be a pro sailor later on in life.
So do you think that sailing could be a career path?
Maybe in another life.
Oh, okay.
I'm not very good. It's fun.
Well, that means
Well, that's okay. I mean, we've produced a couple of fantastic sailors out of Drummoyne this year as well. With the girls going off and doing the 49er FX. What about you, Flynn? What are you thinking about it for a career?
I would like to very much. I hope the Palace supports me and sends me good places.
the Palace.
We'll see how I go. We'll see.
Did you?
Yeah,
so-
there you go.
and you're both racing one up, is that right?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, so looking through the national championships, I see Nathan Outridge won. I see Nathan Wilmot. I see Chris Hosking. I see Jason Muir. I see all sorts of pro sailor names on this list. So, you know, looks like the Sabot's been able to produce some little champions over the years. So maybe you're in the right spot.
Yeah, so it's produced a lot of champions. And
Yeah, it has. Yeah, I mean, very good boats, competitive, pretty red hot fleet. But I understand why they're so good after starting in Sabots rather than Opties.
Yep. They're happy to burn the Opti, aren't they? I love it. Good.
Well,
rivalry.
I mean, it's one of those things, isn't it? Like I said to you, there's 74 boats here today.
Yeah.
On the big screen TV is the drone footage of the day, and I've got to tell you, it doesn't matter what boat. Let's be honest. It's the Sabot has got a really strong fleet anyway, but it's a great atmosphere, and 74 boats rounding the top mark together today looked really cool. So it's going to be a good week. It was the Bar Karate Invitational today, so it's going to be fun. The club is buzzing.
Well, I'm intrigued if we'll have to. This is something we'll have to discuss later. But you know, as Flynn said, it's bad luck to win the Invitational. But if you win the Bar Karate Invitational, do you get the reverse curse? And so,
You made a good point there. I think maybe I should have tried to win that race more.
I don't know about that. I reckon you've done the right thing. I reckon we've got a couple of. I might have a couple of spare Bar Karate reverse curses in my back pocket.
okay.
Oh, it was never in the cards for me to win today. So
What makes you happy, Rachel, when you're out racing? Are you just trying to do better for yourself, or do you get super competitive, or you're sort of still learning a bit? What's your approach to sailing?
I think I'm just there for the atmosphere, the food, the people, and I don't know. It's fun.
And the result will come.
Yeah. Another day.
How do you actually feel like you're going to go? Have you sort of measured yourself up today? You had a few lineups. You had a bit of boat speed.
Yeah, it was definitely a better day because it's supposed to be really light the next couple of days. So,
And being a Drummoyne local helps a little bit with the tides.
100%. The shifts, the gusts, everything.
Ooh, okay. This is important.
Flynn, what are your thoughts on that? How was your speed today?
I reckon I was on the pace.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. There's some Queenslanders that are pretty fast, so we'll see how I go on the light days. But today, I reckon I went all right.
I've got to say, Jay, it's pretty impressive. There's people from all over mainly the east coast of Australia.
Yeah.
There is a couple that have sailed up from Tasmania with their kids. The boats came on a trailer. They sailed. They arrived yesterday or 2 days ago or 3 days ago, whenever it was. The boats parked out the front of the club here. So they're living on the boat and they're doing the Sabot Nationals. Sailed up from Tasmania.
Fantastic. There's more and more of that happening, and I'm all for it. All for it. I'm interested. You mentioned the states and the East Coast and all the different things, and I think Flynn was talking about Queensland there. Is there like good rivalry between the states? Do you have a little bit of banter between the states?
Oh, yeah. We don't like the Queenslanders.
What about the Tasmanians?
They're all right. I don't think we like the Queenslanders because of origin, but still, we're very competitive.
Right, so we're talking to a rugby league and a rugby union fanatic here. And for our international listeners, there is a massive competition mid-year state of origin between rugby league New South Wales versus Queensland. So that's where that comes from. What about the Tasmanians? So we call the Queenslanders the cockroaches, right?
Yeah.
And so the Tasmanians will be the Mexicans, right?
I guess so. They're pretty chill.
I thought
They're all people.
Yeah, okay. So it's only really Queensland where the rivalry comes. Now, if my memory serves me correct, the Sabot Nationals were in Drummoyne, 1983, and that was won by one Mr. Adrian Finglas, who is a Queenslander and went on to be an Australian Olympic coach and all sorts, and he's a master sailor. So a Queenslander, last time I knew about Sabot sailing in Drummoyne, won. So Flynn, how do you feel about that? Is it revenge time?
I don't know. He's obviously not that good if he's from Queensland. He might have been all right.
Okay, so Adrian Finglass is a avid listener of Bar Karate. You've just put yourself into a very, very tough position here, Mr. Beck. No, but he loves the show and he loves the competition, and he is actually a huge promoter of dinghy sailing and a very good coach of kids.
And you sailing,
Right.
yeah.
I'll take it back then.
Yeah.
But he's still from Queensland, so that's
good.
something.
He'll enjoy this. He will. He will enjoy this a lot because he absolutely cares 100% about seeing youngsters succeed.
He does care, 100%.
It's the 61st Nationals for the Sabot, and we're in Drummoyne. Now, you're both locals from Drummoyne, so tell us what secrets Drummoyne has without giving your race plan away, but, what should the what will you think will give you the advantage being Drummoyne locals?
Okay, so what's important here is you can't give away the secrets of Drummoyne because this will go up live tomorrow night and they're going to hear it.
I won't.
Be fair. Just go on. Tell us about sailing in Drummoyne.
Well, just you got to keep your head out of the boat and think about what's going on. You can't just rely on boat speed and stare at your telltales.
Yep.
Okay, so what we're going down here, there's a fair bit of tide. There's a fair bit of local influences. We sail around a couple of islands. Cockatoo Island is one of the main ones. So there's a fair bit of wind shift, yeah?
Yeah. And there's so many boats just going through the races. Like I spent days trying to avoid yachts that are just going through the courses. So.
And what about those powerboat people doing 14 knots in their 50-footers?
Yeah, they get in the way.
Okay. All right. So these big boats come through. How do you handle those big waves?
I hope I don't capsize.
It's damn annoying, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We reckon that by CJ and I reckon there should be a law against it. So we're working on that, aren't we?
Yep. Okay. I'm interested, given that it's national champs and you've got Sabots, it's a competitive fleet. I'm interested in what preparation you've done to get yourself built up for the Nationals.
I did a lot of sailing before the regatta because I went off school about 4 weeks ago. So I've been sailing the Sabot, the Wasp, just trying to get out there all I can and then trying to make my boat lighter, trying to make it go through the water better.
You're trying to make it as light as Yassi can do.
Mate, that thing's a spaceship.
That's my little old boat that I had to pass on. But anyway, what about yourself, Rachel? How are you going with your preparations? What did you do for training wise? Did you hook up with Flynn a bit and do some sailing?
Like once. I'm all I can remember is we did a training camp in the holidays with Evie, an Olympic sailor, which was cool.
Lovely lady. Yep.
That's about it.
Yep. And that's your total preparation?
Yes.
Okay. So here's an important question. The rules have changed. The new rules are in for this regatta. So have you guys read the new rules yet?
I might be in trouble.
Okay.
Okay, Jay, here we go. Now, just so you guys know, Jay is actually a very handy coach himself. So listen up because you could get some good tips here. Go on.
I'm not going to talk about the rules. They'll need to look at the book, but I'm just making sure that they understand the rules have changed. And so they need to, it's the new rules kick off as of January 1. So they need to.
So
Mark rounds?
something to do with the mark round, he reckons.
Yep. Okay. That's good. I'm not going to tell him what to do. It's up to the kids.
Shit, does that mean I have to learn them for the etchels as well?
Correct, my friend. Correct.
Christ. I've only just gotten used to the old ones 4 years ago.
I've worn out my rule book, so it's time to be updated.
Yeah, right.
I was quite
Okay.
happy.
All right.
Yep. Okay. So that's one thing. Now, what I need to ask these, both Flynn and Rachel, when you're out racing, what's your strength? Is it going upwind? Is it starting? Is it mark rounding? Where are you best?
Starting 100%. I could start like first and then end up like 15th around the top mark, but I have a good start.
Well, We
So
can
what,
fix the
so
rest.
What sort of defines your starts? What do you look at?
I don't know. I just think everyone else is overthinking it, and I kind of just go and hope for the best.
There you go. But you then you sort of find yourself in the fleet, so you're okay. Flynn, what about you? What do you find your strengths are?
The uphill sailing's pretty good. You just got to hike harder and not think about it.
There you go. So we've got some natural sailors, I think.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good answer. I like that one a lot. I think about it all the time. That's why I'm so useless upwind. I'm really intrigued. Like, these guys have got some great thoughts. First off, for Rachel, the simple solution is we get aids when he's in town to Adrian Finglas, the Queenslander, could get Rachel to the front of the fleet pretty quick if she's winning starts, I reckon.
Yeah, there you go. So I'll just repeat that because there was a bit of loud action going on in the background here. So what he's saying is, with your starts being naturally good, we could get the Queenslander Adrian Finglas to coach you, and you'll be in the top third at the top mark every time.
I don't know if I want to. I don't know if I want to learn from a Queenslander.
And you're talking to a Queenslander right now.
Well, anyway, I love it. All right, another important question. I've seen the names of your boats. Where did the names come from? For you, Rachel, first. I want Rachel first because I know where Flynn's has come from, but I just want to check on Rachel.
What is the name of your boat, Rachel, and where's it come from?
Mine is On the Loose, and my dad came up with it and said it was a great name, and I went along with it.
On the Loose, meaning you're officially out of his hair, in other words. Do you reckon that's what it is? Yeah, go on, get on the water, get out. I'm going out.
Probably, yeah.
Okay. Flynn, what's the name of your boat and where did it come from?
Slippery Little Sucker.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know if you've seen the ad, but it's this kid and he can't pick up a grape with his fork, and he just says, "It's a slippery little sucker."
Yep. No, well.
There's that one. There's that, and there's that, and also Pretty Woman, isn't there? That's probably showing our age gap difference.
Yep. Oh, well, I'm interested with Flynn's boat. Is that the same boat that won the Nationals in 2014, 2015 with Tom?
Yeah, it was.
Yep. Okay.
Who was helm then?
Tom
I
Stavano.
don't know.
What's that?
Tom Stavano. He'll be sailing the 5-0 Worlds
Tom Stavano.
this week. All right. So the question I have for these, we'll just finish off shortly, but the question I have for the youngsters now is, they get this great education in the Sabot. Obviously, Flynn's going the Wasps. Where do they want to go with sailing? What boats do they want to end up sailing? Do they want to go offshore? Do they want to go to the Olympics? Where do they want to go?
Yeah, okay. So I will repeat that one. Sorry, listeners, we're in the club here. We're having a ball. The club is packed, and it's a bit hard to hear, Jay. So I'll just quickly repeat that. So what Jay just said was, you've had a great few years in Sabots. You're based here in Sydney. There's quite a selection of boats to go down in terms of what you do next. What's your next plan, and what would you like to do?
Dad's trying to get me into lasers, but I think my brother's in cherubs right now, so I'll probably end up going into them.
Okay, there we go.
That's cool.
Drumore in the heartbeat of cherubs, to be honest.
They're cool boats. Very cool boat.
They're cool boats. They build them. Quite a few of the kids build them here, so we've got that philosophy going on. Okay, Flynn, now you've got a little bit of an interesting one because your father, I sailed against your father quite a few times and had a few beers with him in the bars after the races. You've probably got a little bit more of a different philosophy or a different outtake on it. What do you think you're going to get up to after you've left the Sabots?
I might go to cherubs, but I ultimately want to end up in 18s. Hopefully win the JJs because they only came second. So well, that's my go.
I love it. That's a great one.
You can't take Sydney out of them, can you?
No, that's good. That's good. All right. My last question I've got is, who are your favourite sailors? Like, if you think of the sailors you like the most.
Right, this is my grandmother because she got some great stories and she helped sponsor our boats, the Robbie Racing Team.
Yep.
She helped fund the Wasp and my brother's Cherubs. It's in Adelaide, so
wow,
that's my hero.
Well, I didn't expect that.
What's the grandma's name?
What's your grandma's name?
Robbie.
Grandma Robbie.
Grandma Robbie. Good on you, Grandma Robbie.
Now, I thought we were going to hear a Tom Slingsby or a,
Yeah,
or
so
a,
did I.
You know, but no, Grandma. Now, I love that. Well done, mate. Okay, now you got to try and beat that. Who's your favourite sailor that you maybe not so much idolise but look up to?
Probably my dad.
Oh,
He's I don't know many sailors, so he's got to be my favorite. If I don't say my dad, he might come for me.
he might come for you.
She's kind of like, you know, making sure there's no animosity this week.
I love it.
What about Evie? What about Evie from here? Evie Hazeldean.
She's great, but she kind of scares me.
Oh, why is that?
I saw her at a restaurant the other day, and she tapped me on the shoulder and waved to me, and like she's awesome, but I was just terrified.
Is that because you're a bit starstruck, do you think, or because you're a bit, you know?
I like if you've ever seen her on the water, she can definitely yell at you.
So she's aggressive. And she loves her sport. She's passionate. But it's kind of what you got to do though. You know, you got to get up there and you got to trust yourself and get out there.
Yeah, but I'm not as, crazy about winning, and yeah.
Well, what I love about this fleet is, and we're getting a little bit of a groupie hanging around here, having a listen to us. What I love about this is there's a definite friendship thing going on. There's an enjoyment thing going on.
Yep.
The fathers and the mothers are all here, and they're all having a beer, and I'm officially the sausage sizzle monitor tomorrow moving forward. So it's a great vibe and loving it.
You know what? I really like the fact that we've met Flynn and Rachel. Obviously, Flynn is very competitive, wants to get to win the JJs. He's very focused and fun. You mentioned fun. I love Rachel. She's got zero ego. She's just trying to have as much fun as possible, and that's what I think the secret to sailing is. Just keep having fun. And so mad respect to you, Rachel, because the sport revolves around people like you. So we're very excited. I think here at Bar Karate, obviously you've got the reverse curse, so you're going to go better than you think. Just keep having as much fun as possible and enjoy the Sabot Nationals. And yeah, we'll see how you go.
Yeah, very good. No, nice words, Jay. So basically in essence is have a great week, and thanks for coming on the show, and we hope you enjoy yourselves.
Thank you so much for having us.
Our pleasure.
Yeah, this has been awesome.
It's been awesome to meet you both. It really has. I'm so glad Brett organised it. It's just so much fun. So continue being awesome.
Yeah, my thoughts precisely. Well done, guys. Well, what do you say to that? That's grassroots sailing. It's entry level. It's so cool to hear. And I
It's
think
a
one of the cool
breeding
things
ground, BP. Breeding
ground
of future sailors and champions and happy people, and it's a breeding ground for our sport. Good on them.
Innocence, I think, was the word I said a second ago as we were saying off air.
Yeah.
The innocence of it all. And one of the questions you brought up, Jay, was, who's your favourite sailor?
Yeah.
And I think Flynn said Grandma Robbie.
Yep. Yeah.
And Rachel said her dad. Now,
Yep.
I was expecting Tom Slingsby or Nathan Outridge or,
all that. Yep.
Jimmy Spithill or Grandma Robbie and Dad.
Yeah, that was
Love
interesting. Yeah, very cool. Very cool. Good on them, kids. Great interview, great chat. I'm always interested in what, I think any race officer or club manager of a club would always be really interested in what the youngsters say, because, they're not there to race half the time. I'll be honest, no disrespect at all, but young Rachel she's just there to have a grand old time. And so,
well, I can say that obviously we recorded that. We've recorded this episode in two sections, and between now and the actual interview, we've had a snitty night. So a schnitzel night for those who don't know the word snitty.
Yep.
We've had a flag hoisting with the club captains and the clubs and the state songs, which I will put one or two onto the site.
Okay.
We've had a whole heap of fun, and look, let's just say it's going to be a great week.
Cool. All right.
Moving on.
Moving on. Of course, if you are getting all fired up, there's a whole bunch of championships and regattas coming up over this next few weeks in Australia and New Zealand. So the Southern Hemisphere and South Africa, it is a busy time down in the Southern Hemisphere for events and regattas. And so anybody that is heading off to those, we wish you the absolute best. We're not going to name them all. There's World Championships, obviously. I'm on a plane at dawn tomorrow for the 5-0s. We know the Musto Skiffs. We know the B14 Worlds. We know, I think there's a Moth
OK
World.
Nationals.
Okay.
Nationals.
Yeah, there's
down,
the Etchell
down
Nationals.
Blackrock.
Etchell Worlds.
Etchell Worlds.
Yeah. So to everyone heading off to those, best of luck. Of course, if you want to really maximise your opportunity, grab some Radix Nutrition so you don't have to worry about that. The nutritional elements, no muscle wasting, they just come out of it a bit stronger and better. If you go to Radix Nutrition onto their website, use the code BARKARATE, you'll get a discount on us. Very cool.
Make sure you do it. Yep, absolutely.
Now, obviously... we will go on to the Jack Lloyd Listener of the Week, sponsored by our friends at Vycobi, who are putting in, they give a couple of $100 worth of gear away every month to the best listener contribution. And we've got one we want to touch on today. It's pretty topical.
I've kind of...
Go on.
Yeah, kind of... go on. Yep.
I was just going to say our sergeant sent us an email from San Francisco. Do you want me to read it, or you're good?
No, go for it, because it's quite a good read.
Yeah, so hi from San Francisco, long-time listener here. Thanks for all the great podcasts that have gotten me through many a commute and drive up and down the west coast of the States. It's been a tragic day in the Sydney Hobart with the sailors on flying fish and bowline killed by boom hits. I can only imagine what their teammates and families feel. I wonder how we can reduce the chance of these tragedies in future, and if Barkarata use its global influence to start a discussion on how to do so. Maybe your podcast can solicit ideas from our sailing community on how to do that, or bring on guests with ideas in those areas. My 2 cents, mandate helmets above certain wind strength, and 2, ask boat designers to have higher booms, snipe style, should be the norm. Sure, a low boom looks cool, but I'd prioritise sailor safety over the aesthetics any day. Also, I was watching the Law Connect live stream on YouTube. Rodney Daniel's a good friend of mine. We race lasers out of our...
And a big hello to Rodney Daniel, North San Francisco.
Yep. Even though the breeze was 29 knots on the track and no one was clipped in as they came from the mast area into the cockpit.
Yeah.
I know these guys are good, but shit happens. As a sport, sometimes it takes a tragedy to introduce new safety measures. When Larry Klein drowned on the Big Boat Series in 95, most of the San Francisco clubs made life jackets mandatory for their races, a trend that spread across the US. When Bart Simpson was killed on Artemis in 2012, helmets, body armour and breathing gear became norm on America's cup boats. Maybe after these deaths in the Sydney Hobart, we'll see additional safety measures for offshore sailors. There'll always be risk in sailing. We can't bubble wrap the risk of our sport, but maybe there are simple things we could do to make these tragedies less common. Yeah, I don't know the answer there, BP. So, Al, thank you for that email. Very much appreciated. I'm not sure what the answer is. I know...
Well, I mean, I think we need to rewind the email a little bit and discuss the race itself. I think, every 20 years, so often a race happens where things like this are talked about. It is the Sydney to Hobart yacht race. And having done 13 of them myself, including 1998, I think a lot of people still do sort of generally treat this as it is for some people, a personal Everest. Get out there, give it a crack, and just get from point A to point B, and then that's it. Sign it off.
Yep.
You've got the professionals who do it every year, who are on professional racing boats, and then you've got the people that do it for the sheer sake of doing it. And in these conditions, we often find that it's people in this sort of situation that find themselves in this trouble. The boats that are involved are. They're generally sort of the cruiser racer type. And in those conditions, I mean, we're talking between, 30 to 45 knots plus downwind. It's gnarly. It's not a walk in the park. You know, how far do we go to mandate things like this? Well, I know for a fact that the 44.7 boom, which is the bow line, is well and truly high enough to miss. Now, there's a whole heap of things we don't know as to actually what happened.
Yeah, that's right. We don't know.
You know, where Nick, the person who passed, was standing, what happened. It's pretty clear that it's potentially a Chinese jibe. The thing is with these boats is they're quite round, these types of boats, and so surfing is not exactly their strong point. So, you know, who knows? But mandating helmets, don't know. I just think we need to reiterate the fact that this race, you know, is a tough race. It's not easy. You know, it's not like you can just go, oh, we're not going tomorrow because it's windy like you're doing on delivery. You get out there on the day that you're told to go, and, you know, it happens, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's interesting. I don't really want to say too much because I don't think it's our place to say much. I'm happy to promote discussion. I do think that, you know, that if you've grown up sailing and you've done it all your life, you automatically respond to things. You anticipate, you see. I don't know at all how much experience I don't know either of the two people that we lost. But, you know, sometimes if you're newer to the sport, you don't see the problem as it's about to happen. I mean, even that being said, though, there's pros have lost their life. So it's hard. But all I will say, the way I treat it, you know, my wife's not a sailor and we want to do some sailing together. And, you know, the discussions that we have in our house, is that, you know, first thing she's going to learn is always a hand on the boat, always clipped on. She's going to learn how to do man overboard, going to go through all the safety, every safety element, every situation. We're going to go through those before we do anything else. We're just that safety, because I would be devastated if anything happened to us. So I guess we have to think of that, and, you know, maybe that's part of your race training as well, that's some safety things that could go wrong.
Yeah, as I said earlier, it you know, 1998 created a hellstorm of training and coaching and, you know, these safety certificates that we have to do, which we still have to do today in the sea survival safety course. Right. Directly came of 98. Now, you know, I've got to say,
we don't want to chase people away.
No. And I've done every 5 years I renew it, and I do the course. Mm-hmm. You know, but, you know, how far do you go to stop these accidents? It's a dangerous sport. You know, and there's things that we've improved on, but there's elements of risk that you know, that everyone needs to be aware of.
So why don't we just leave it at this? Let's wait and find out what happened and get the ruling, and then we'll open discussion. And if people want to contribute that way, and we talk positively and proactively, let's keep the sport growing. Let's, you know, we want to encourage new people. We don't want to make it scary. We want to make it safe for everyone. So just if we can leave it at that, and we'll come back to it. Safety at sea is critical.
Absolutely.
Yep, beautiful. Now, if you do want to send anything to us to add to our discussion, cheers@barkarate.com is the email address, and that's our preferred location for sending through. So, yep, that'd be great.
Go, Bicey.
It's hot time with Bicey.
Not Bicey.
Not Bicey. With us. Dear. Should we might as well, while we're talking Hobart, we might as well quickly see where we stand. We're publishing this on Sunday. I'll probably publish it fairly early whilst I'm in an airport.
Just get it up and running, son.
Yeah. So it all looks, we've said it multiple times. We've got, where are we at the moment? We've got Smugglers just about to come across the line. They've got 11 mile to go. So they're about
to finish. Well done, Smuggler. Well done to everyone, actually.
Yep.
Say that.
So that's that front group that we thought everything would come out of. And the rest of the world has got a long way to go. There's zero chance. There is a chance, but there's zero chance effectively of anyone beating Celestial. So congratulations, Celestial, on the win. Is what I think I'm willing to say.
No, there's nothing going to change moving forward. Looking at the IRC, obviously we don't have Bicey's technology because we're not that smart about putting things up on the screen because we're not filming anyway, so it doesn't matter.
That's right.
But yeah, Celestial Volvo 70, Law Connect, Wild Thing, awesomely predicted by yourself, Jay.
I think I predicted Celestial. None of you were the one trying to punch Wild Thing right up there, so that's good.
I punched it right up there. As I said, I did sneak a $20 on it. If she got two more places higher, I was going to get 500 back.
You would have done unreal, mate. You're only about
going okay, but no, we've done good there.
11 hours.
Caro, fantastic effort. I mean, given the conditions, probably not suited to a 52-footer, but sailed beautifully.
Yep.
And Smuggler, wonderful.
Yep.
Massive shout out to Whisper, probably their best result since David Griffiths had the boat. And in seventh place, our first double-hander, Mistral, hasn't finished yet.
Yep.
But if it continues the way it's going, it's potentially going to, well, we'll see what happens.
Yep. Interesting point. Rob Greenhalgh on Celestial V70. It's his fifth Hobart. He's won 4.
Win. Yeah, not bad.
Not bad. Probably the man you want to have on the boat with. He's a great guy. If you know Rob, he's a fantastic.
Yeah, bumped into him the other day. It was good to see him. I had this.
We should get him. I don't know why we haven't got him on the show. Why have we never got him on?
He doesn't like talking. He keeps to himself. He's but I'm going to try. Anyway, this guy was walking towards me, blue sun shirt on, like a bar karate sun, UV sun shirt on, and all of a sudden I hear the voice and BB, how you going? It was good, Rob. Great to see him, and it was good to hear that he did what he did. And I mean, he's a pretty good addition, and especially on a Volvo 70. I mean, fuck.
He's very much at home there.
Yep.
Very cool.
Yep. And not a bad crew, as Bicey mentioned in one of our skeds.
Yep. But anyway, congratulations. I thought that was an interesting one. Just while we are talking Hobart, just going to Melbourne, Hobart. I think rush hour's coming up the Derwent as we speak. So that's the catamaran that's leading the way there. Who else? So I'm just focusing on linos. Then Peccadillo, Scarlet Runner is just smoking in. They're coming in, and then Resolute, the leaders. On the Launceston, no big moves there. All the battle. Our main leader is just about to come into the Derwent, just got to come across the bay. So that's fork in the road. And our mate Rob Cameron, who we are just tracking, making sure he's doing okay. He's still in his battle with the FAR 1104s.
Rob Kumine.
Yeah. He's still in the battle. The 1104 battle with the Young 88 is ongoing. So they're all sneaking down the east coast.
Sheep stations right there.
You're going real close to shore, going inside. What's that island they go there?
They can.
Yeah.
They can.
Yeah, beauty. All right. Before we go on to the Vendée, a big announcement. The
Capel Sound.
Yeah, Capel Sound event is going to happen as this goes to air on Sunday. The 29th, it's going. It's a go. There's like 102 entries, I think.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, amazing. So, hey, boys, the 29th, the Capel Sound Invitational is going to be. The weather hates me. It's been difficult, but we've pulled the trigger and let's see what we get. 102 plus entrants, 170 plus to the after party. It's game on. Let's build this sport. Of course, I have the deep stats in a spreadsheet that's nicely centred and aligned if you'd like it. Huge thanks to Bar Karate, the Windsurfer Association, Vycobi, Ronston, Dave at Quantum Sales, Mornington, Independent Wine Store, Rye, and of course all our competitors and volunteers that supported this event by turning up, doing your part to grow our showcase, our wonderful sport. Our thoughts are first and foremost with the family, crew, and everyone affected by the tragic events in the Sydney Hobart. We stand with you during this difficult time, and our deepest condolences go out to all those impacted. Separate to this email, of course, I have an idea we should consider re-qualifying for events similar to the Hobart. Let's discuss at a later date. So, well done on our coverage. It's been great. Scotty. Right. Okay, so the Battle for the Bar is on. It's happening tomorrow. Beautiful part of Victoria. So if you're in Victoria, head on down and watch a bit of boats just racing backwards and forwards. They'll be all very easy to view. It'll be a ton of fun and good way to spend a day, I reckon.
Yeah.
keeping you up, mate.
Well, it's been a big day with the Sabots.
All right. Well, we haven't said much about the Vendée. It is about to get a little bit funky, I reckon.
Fruity is the word we like to say.
There's a couple of things. So obviously the weather's about to get a bit crazy for Yoan Rashom and Charlie Dallin.
Rashom.
Yep. So they've got a little bit of a system they're hooking into, but then it could get on the nose, and I think they could get backed up a little bit. So Sebastian might come up. He's close enough. Well, he's probably the only one that he might come up close, but I think he's going to threaten it. But the interesting thing is, there's a whole flank of boats about to go around the Cape Horn.
The Horn.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's like major traffic jam down there. So
traffic jam.
Yeah.
It'll be the stoplights.
Yeah.
Stoplights. Give way to your right.
We haven't had as many pull out as I thought, and most of the boats are going to start coming out of the Southern Ocean pretty quick. There's still plenty of boats that have got a long way to go, but our leaders at the moment are heading north, and the weather system they're going to be going upwind in an Amoka 60, which is not their best
Not fun.
thing. So
Not their best, no.
Anyway,
It's not a huge amount of wind, though. I mean, it's, but
yeah.
Anyway.
There might be a few holes, is what I'm thinking, and that could be lead changes as they trip over that. So they'll stick over to the west in the Atlantic there, because obviously crossing the equator to the west is a lot quicker than doing it on the eastern side. So the doldrums are much smaller there. So yeah, that's where we're at on that. Anything you want to add, BP?
Oh, it's just great to hear that Yoan Rashom has managed to wash himself for the first time in a month.
It's the critical details that you pick up, buddy, that I love.
Well, I just flicked to the news of the race itself, and that was the headline.
Very cool.
And Kajiro Shirasi, the obviously the Japanese show, it'll be my 5th Horn passage. So well done to him.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Very cool.
Yeah.
All right.
All good.
Okay, let's leave it there, mate. I got plenty on. I'm going to have to quickly edit this and get it out. But yeah, good luck to everyone competing in all their regattas around wherever you're competing. Have the best of luck.
Please,
you too, mate.
send in photos or whatever you want. If you want your regatta plugged, give us a yell.
Yep.
Cheers at Barkarati. We do love talking about regattas, but we can only chase so many events. So if you want your event discussed, give us a yell.
Yeah, like the Mosquito did. Mosquito catamaran.
Yeah.
Cool.
Get in touch.
Radix Nutrition, jump on their website, discount on us. Send in your emails, cheers@barkarati.com, and we'll get you on, and maybe you'll even win some Bicobi gear. Great week. Look forward to chatting to you next week. I'll be knee-deep in 505s. I'll be in paradise.
You'll be loving life. You'll be loving life.
I absolutely will be, yes. I will be.
Well, you'll want to itch your feet. You might want to get out there.
Yeah, no, I think I'm too old. But anyway, good work. Have a good one.
Cheers.